Governor Jim Pillen laid out his highly anticipated legislative education agenda at the state capitol today. Pillen and Nebraska lawmakers announced a 3-bill package to provide funds for education while easing state property taxes. The plan calls for injecting $270 million in state aid funding. Districts would be limited to a 3% annual increase. However, that could be overridden by the school board or a vote of district residents. You can read much more about this plan over at WOWT.com. Here's what the governor had to say.
I've asked this question a lot of times in the last 5-6 years, and maybe for all of us, if you think about the 2 or 3 people that have impacted your life, who are they? And I'd be willing to bet all of us either have besides our parents, either have a teacher or a coach that's a part of that.
A lot more to digest and break down what the governor had to say at his press conference today. We got a full article again for you at WOWT.com.